Your thoughts and your beliefs are limiting you. What if I told you the biggest thing holding you back financially isn't your job, isn't your education, isn't your background, but it's your beliefs? Solomon became the wisest, wealthiest man in history because he asked God for one thing, and that was wisdom. In this video, I'll show you how biblical wisdom can unlock real financial abundance using real world strategies like real estate, investing, and business. If I can do it as a quadriplegic, so can you. So stick with me. Your thoughts and your beliefs are either building your future or keeping you stuck. Have you ever wondered, where do my thoughts come from? Why do I believe what I believe? Have you ever wondered why I believe that truth about that thing? How does someone learn something and master that skill, that task, and make money? How can two people grow up in the same place? One struggles, the other thrives. How does one person scrape by and the next live in abundance? It all comes down to skill, wisdom, and mastery. So there are some prerequisites to wisdom. Growing up, I started reading the Bible, and in 1 Kings chapter 3, we're introduced to a king, King Solomon, and he does this incredible thing. He offers God 1,000 burnt offerings. Now, if you don't know, in the Old Testament there were several different types of offerings, and they would kill an animal and offer it to God, and then some of the food would go to the priest, some would go to the person giving the offering, and they would eat it, they would consume it. But a burnt offering meant that they burnt the whole animal, the whole offering, and there was nothing left for anyone to consume, nothing left over. It was sacrificial. It was going out and saying, God, I give you this whole thing. And then, after Solomon did this, the God, the creator of the universe, puts him to sleep and asks him a question, which baffles me. He says, ask what I shall give thee. What? God the creator of the whole universe, opens an open-ended question. He's given Solomon a blank check. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want God to wake them up tonight and say, what can I get for you? Anything, just ask for it. Then this is what Solomon's response is. Give thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern good and bad. What? Of all the things that he could have asked for, riches, wealth, power, his enemies destroyed, chariots, or cars or houses, palaces, but he understood his role, he understood his calling, he understood his purpose on the earth. So it says that God made him the wisest, wealthiest person in the world. How amazing. He asked for wisdom, and God blessed him in so many ways that he couldn't even imagine. Then Solomon, it says he wrote Proverbs. In 1 Kings chapter 4, it says that he wrote 3,000 Proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. Some of these were captured in the book of Proverbs. So I thought, as a young man, it would be good to start reading them, learning off them, gleaning off the wisest person. Who best else to learn off? Then my youth pastor, he was talking about reading the Bible, and he said there's 31 chapters in Proverbs. So if you just read one every day, then it doesn't matter what day it is. So today is the 2nd of June. So you just open your Bible and you read chapter 2 of Proverbs. It's that simple. It might take you 5 minutes, or if you're a slow reader like me, it might take you 10. But it helps you with your day-to-day problems, and it gives you a solution. Here's an example. It says in Proverbs 15, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. This is saying if you respond to someone cutting you off in traffic by swearing, by carrying on, you're going to stir up anger. But if you respond with quietness and stillness and softness, saying, no worries, off you go through, it's going to bring down their wrath and their anger. So growing up, I thought, reading the Proverbs, trying to understand them, starting to learn them, I thought that Solomon was using different words to say the same thing. He would, trying to show off his intelligence, he would say phrases like understanding and knowledge and learning and instruction, etc. However, I started to realize and learn that these weren't just different synonyms, different words to say the same thing. They were actually prerequisites for wisdom. And if we understand these, we can understand our beliefs and our thoughts, and ultimately the outcome of our lives from them. If we change the input, the output has to change. This is called the principle of sowing and reaping. So, let's have a look at the prerequisites for wisdom. So, prerequisite number one is ignorance. Congratulations, you were born with it. This is the absence of truth. We were born with it. When you landed here, you knew absolutely nothing. When you were starting to develop and grow, you started sucking on your hand, drobbling everywhere, and saying, ba, 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 ba. And your mama went, hey baby, that's your hand. And you went, hand. And then you learned that you had two hands, and you had a left hand and a right hand. Then you learned you had feet. Then you learned you had fingers and toes. And you started, because you began, and you didn't know anything, but you started to realize that you didn't know anything, and you started to learn. So that's the first one, is ignorance. So that is the absence of truth. Next is, number 2, is knowledge. Knowledge. This is the collection of truth. We all start to gather truth. We start to know things. Have you ever known something, a bit of information, but you didn't know what it meant? Or maybe, for me, my older siblings would teach me a particular word, maybe a swear word, and taught me how to use it in front of my parents, and I got a beating for it. Because I knew the word, but I didn't know what it meant. So that's, we get knowledge, we accumulate truth. We collect truth, we accumulate truth. The next step is number 3, which is understanding. This is the assimilation of truth, where you go from just gathering the truth, collecting the information, to start to understand how that thing works. When you're taught a word, you not only know what the word is and how to spell it, but you know its meaning, you know it's how to use it appropriately in the right context, so you don't potentially get in trouble. And the last, so these are all prerequisites, and then we get to number 4, which is wisdom. And this is the application of truth. This is where you go from not knowing anything to collecting the knowledge to starting to understand it, putting it together, and then you turn this into skill. Think about when you begin to learn to ride a bike. I saw my older siblings ride a bike, and it looked impossible. It felt impossible. They were balancing on 2 wheels, and I couldn't merely balance on my training wheels and pedal the wheels all at the same time. It was just too much going on. And it seemed impossible. And you can't read a book, you can't go to a course, you can't learn all the things about riding a bike. You have to put it into practice. It's not until you do the thing that you learn the skill. It's in doing it that you learn it. So the wisdom is you gather all the knowledge and the understanding, but it's actually in the doing of the task that you learn the skill. And then all of a sudden, riding seems easy, seems seamless. All of a sudden, you're up on 2 wheels. You go from struggling with training wheels to your parents holding you to a balance bike, all those sorts of things, to all of a sudden, this moment happens where you start and you go off and you feel freedom. And then all of a sudden, you start to ride with no hands. And at the beginning, that seemed impossible. That seemed out of control. But after learning the skill, you learn how to do it. So when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your wealth, when it comes to the way you earn money, do you understand that you're maybe ignorant about ways and that you need to get some knowledge, get some understanding, and then do some application, do some wisdom? We all start here. We all start with ignorance. And think about it. The way you earn money today, you had to learn that skill. You had to learn. You were ignorant. You didn't earn money. You weren't born earning money. You had to learn the skill. So And often we get taught to go to school, get a good grades, get a job, and retire. That's what we get taught. But unfortunately, that's a lie, and it's costing us way too much. You need to learn better ways to earn money, and there's so many ways to make money. Let me give you a practical example, a real practical example. So I personally invest in real estate. I like real estate. And here are 3 ways that I make money from real estate. Positive cash flow. I'll explain what these are in a minute. Positive cash flow, capital gains, and tax benefits. Tax benefits. That's supposed to be a T. So, what's positive cash flow? Positive cash flow means that after all the bills are paid, the mortgage, the rent, the utilities, the insurance, the property maintenance, the property management fees, the rent covers all those bills and puts money in my pocket, even if it's only $1. That's what positive cash flow is. Number 2 is capital gains. This means that if I purchase a property today for $500,000, that in 10 years' time it's going to be worth more than that, hopefully significant more than that, so that I can benefit from a capital gain, capital growth. It's grown over time. Tax benefits. Number 3, tax benefits. When purchasing a property, I can claim a loss, a paper loss, on when I pay, and I can claim a loss on other things like when I pay interest, when I claim depreciation, which is a paper loss, maintenance, repairs, upgrades, property management fees. This will reduce my taxable income, which means at tax times I get a large tax refund. So it reduces my taxable income. That's the 3 ways that I make money off real estate. Now, these are not the only ways to make money from real estate. There are many ways to make money from real estate. Short-term rentals, like holiday rentals and Airbnb. Did you know that you can rent a property off the normal rental market and put it on Airbnb? You don't have to actually own the property. There's ways to do this. Flipping and renovating. You can purchase a property, fix it up, make it better, make it worth more, and sell it for a profit. Land banking. You can buy land, hold it, and as the area grows, as the city develops, as the town expands, your land that you purchase becomes more valuable as land becomes more scarce. You can sell it for a profit. Commercial real estate, like office buildings, hotels, retail spaces, businesses, they need a location to work and operate, and you can be the landlord. Generally, you have higher returns than general residential real estate. However, sometimes you have higher risk, and you can manage those risks and reduce those risks. Like McDonald's. McDonald's owns the property for the site, and then it owns the business that rents the property from the site. So it's reducing the risk because it manages the business that is renting from themselves. Brilliant. So brilliant. REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. This is where you pool your money together with others and you purchase real estate in a similar way. You purchase stock, you don't own the whole company, you own a part of the company. In an RIT, you own a small percentage of the real estate. Creative finances, you can be the bank. You can sell someone a house and you can be the bank. You can and charge them for financing it, being the security for it. These are just a few ways. There are so many more ways to make money from real estate. So when someone says to you, I like investing in real estate, what do you think of? What do you automatically picture in your mind? If some of these that I've just mentioned are new ways to you, or you don't know much about it, go learn, go study, read a book, go to a seminar, do a course, go watch some YouTube. None of this is rocket science. You can develop the tool set and understanding. You can grow your knowledge and your skill and wisdom in these areas. This is just one example. I could do the same with stocks. There's many ways to make money with stocks. Buy and hold, trading, dividends, options trading, covered calls, fractional shares. These are just some of the ways you can earn money with stocks. These are things you can learn. You can add tools to your tool belt. This isn't rocket science. It's learnable. It's doable. You must start today. I'm writing a book on how to build wealth. If I can do something as a quadriplegic, I can learn skills. I'm disabled. I'm in a wheelchair. So can you. You can learn new ways, creative ways to generate assets that put money in your pocket. You can do affiliate marketing, social media, start a business, vending machines. The list is endless. You need to find a big group of people with a big problem to solve that are willing to pay for it and create an elegant solution. There are so many ways to make money. We all get caught we're all being given the same trap. Go to school, get good grades, get a job. But the system is broken. It's never designed to build wealth. It's designed to create employees to keep you broke. Your breakthrough comes when you question the input, your beliefs. Change your input and the output has to change. You can learn new skills. The world isn't lacking opportunity, it's lacking in wisdom. And here's the good news. Wisdom is available to anyone who asks. It says in James, if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask God and it shall be given to him. I hope this video helps you. If it hit home and it's going to help you, subscribe, like and share it with someone that might be trapped by this same lie. You can change your story because wisdom works, and I'll see you on the next video.